Hi everyone, this is Rabbi Stephen Gotlib of Beit Midrash Zichron Dove and the Village Shul. Welcome to our final video in this mini-series, putting the Tanya and Nefesh HaChaim into conversation with each other. Today's video is graciously sponsored by Moishe Goldstein in honor of his grandson Abie Gardin. Today, we ask the final question: why does any of this matter? Video number 1, we talked about Tzimtzum, the idea of Hashem metaphorically contracting himself in order to give us the illusion of being independent. The second video, we talked about Torah Lishma, what it means to learn Torah either for the sake of Dveikus, for the sake of connecting to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, or for the sake of itself, L'Shem Torah, in order to understand what we have to do in the world and why that's so important. Today, we're going to ask why both of these matter. Why were we talking about that, and how can we see it in our lives in a practical way? And in order to do that, we need to look at the very fundamental messages of these books. The Tanya was written in order to inspire a very particular type of behavior by outlining 5 different types of human beings. A Rasha who's so completely evil that he can never do any good. A Rasha who is able to occasionally still do good, but still has a very, very hard time, still sins. A Tzaddik who's so completely perfect that they never have a Yetzer Hara at all, no evil inclination whatsoever. And a Tzaddik who was able to completely destroy their Yetzer Hara, but had one at some point. And finally, number 5, where we all strive to be, the one that is within reach of absolutely everyone without any unnatural gifts or miraculous dispositions, a Beinani, the middleman. A man or woman who has a Yetzer Hara, who feels temptation to sin, and yet is able to consistently beat that temptation, because we know what we are supposed to be doing. And how do we reach that point of being a Beinani? We do so by understanding how close we are to holiness, by understanding that literally within each of us is a piece of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a piece of God that we can tap into, and that we can pull away the veil and see how close we are. Understanding that we are literally like a candle that was lit, that's constantly flickering upwards, trying to reconnect to its source in the heaven, naturally. And our goal is to help do that. And we do that via Dveikus, by studying what we enjoy, by studying what connects us spiritually, and helps us reach that point of being able to overcome any temptation we may face. That's the Tanya's mission. The Nefesh HaChaim, however, has a little bit of a different picture in mind. The Nefesh HaChaim says, human beings were created b'tselem Elokim, in Hashem's image. And just like images resemble in some way what they're an image of, so too we resemble Hashem, in that just as Hashem creates worlds, we do as well. All of our actions that are good create whole universes, whole cosmoses of wonder above, that strengthen the light, that give strength to Hashem, that assists Hashem in our mission and in his mission. And chas v'shalom, all of the bad that we do destroys those worlds completely and ruins that. And our job in this world is to be mechadesh, to create new worlds of possibility and wonder and holiness and goodness by performing the actions of Torah and mitzvos in the world. That is our goal, and Hashem helps us in that goal by giving us everything that we need in the instructions of the Torah. The Nefesh HaChaim goes on to say that one of Hashem's names is Ekyeh Asher Ekyeh, I will be what I will be, which he comments means just as you will be, I will be with you. I will help you on your mission. David HaMelech, King David, says that Hashem tzilcha al yad yimini, that Hashem is like the shadow of my right hand. Because just as a shadow moves with you, you move to play, the shadow plays with you. You cry, the shadow cries with you. Everything you do, the shadow also does. Hashem, like the shadow, makes sure that all of our good deeds reflect in the upper worlds, allowing us to fix what is broken and allowing us to always have the opportunity to redeem ourselves. If we mess up, we can try again, we can fix it. Hashem will help us in that. That's the goal, that's our job. We're going to make mistakes, but we're going to need to fix it, and we're going to do that with the instruction manual of Torah, understanding what to do and how to do it. The Tanya says the Torah is important, obviously, but that the goal is devekus. The goal is us understanding the reality and understanding where we fit in to be our best selves. The Nefesh HaChaim says that also, but says it in a different way. He says it in the way of creation, in the way of understanding that we have a job that is specific, that requires specific instructions, and just like you can't have a Torah without mitzvos, you can't have mitzvos without a Torah. You can't have one or the other. You can't pick spirituality or religion as we know it. We need to practice the religion that Hashem wants, and through that, achieve spirituality. Both of these views end up in the same space, despite taking different routes to get there. And my question for you is, throughout these videos, which approach do you connect with most? And how do you see yourself bringing these ideas into your life in a real way? We're currently in the month of Elul. Elul, which stands for Ani Ledodi V'Dodi Li. I am for my lover, and my lover is for me, with the commentary saying that our lover is Hashem. That just like the Nefesh HaChaim explained Ekya Asher Ekya as Hashem being for us when we are there for Him, so too is that true in the month of Elul. We're getting close to Rosh Hashanah, close to Yom Kippur. What are we going to do to improve ourselves, our connection to Judaism, our connection to the world, and our connection to the Torah and mitzvos that Hashem gave us with the purpose of fulfilling? What can we do better? Why is that important? And how do we see ourselves as part of this big picture? That's the challenge that we have for each of us, and I'm looking so forward to getting to know all of you in person and understanding how we are all able to do that in the best way possible. Shabbat Shalom.